Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just get everybody in. Perfect. So good to see everybody today. How's everybody's week going? I miss you guys on Tuesdays already. I already miss you on Tuesdays. Okay. Let me get everybody in here.
Hi,
Good.
Tamara. Do you already know your new day?
Not yet. Not yet.
No.
I don't know. So, I'm hoping that I'll learn something this by the end of this week or possibly early next week. But yeah, I'm not sure yet what the new schedule is going to look like. So, hoping to find out soon.
Yeah, we're missing you too.
Yeah. Today, I'm actually really excited about today's lesson because we're going to spend some time inside of the email builder where we haven't really spent a lot of time. I've been teaching these lessons now for almost 2 years, and we haven't spent a whole lot of time inside the email builder and just looking at what can be done in there and how to effectively build an email. And just even talking a little bit about email sending, how you can send an email in there and there's a couple new features that have dropped. And so we're going to go over all of that. Plus, we're going to talk about a very well used tactic that a lot of professional marketers use, and that is called the PS or the postscript section of your email. Now, if you're like me, I am really bad at reading email. I get a lot of email. My email box is very full and I skim. And so the whole point of putting a PS section in your email is for people exactly like me who are skimmers, who will open up the email and just be like, okay, this is really long. I just really need to get to the point. What is it that you want? Right? And so I'll skim the email and get down to the bottom. And what a lot of marketing people will do is they will put a nice little sort of succinct summary of what the email is about down in the PS section and have any relevant links in there that they want you to click on. So the PS section is something that you should be adding to all of your emails just so that you can capture those people who are skimmers like me and who really just want to get to the point, and you still can achieve your goal of getting them to check out your sales page, to sign up for your newsletter, to whatever it is that you're trying to get them to take action on in your email. If you create that succinct little section at the bottom of your email with the relevant links in it, you can capture more people that way. So we are going to talk about the email builder today. We're going to go over what the body of an email looks like, and then how to set up that sort of PS section of your email. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will dive right in. All right. So we know that the email marketing section lives inside of the marketing menu here inside of sales process. So click on marketing and you'll see here that in emails, there's campaigns and there's templates. We're going to be focusing on the templates section of the email menu today. And in here, you can see that there's also a menu here where you can flip between campaigns, templates, and you also have a tab here for statistics. And this is a really great place to come and check the overall statistics of the emails that you send out. So this is not going to show you a per campaign email statistics. This is going to give you an idea of your overall sending. So if we take a look at the statistics here, what it's going to show you is basically a conversion summary. You can manipulate this section by changing the dates up here. So if you wanted to look at dates instead of just the weekly date of April 18th to the 24th, you could look at something up to 90 days in the past here. Your emails that you send out, you have the ability to track revenue. That means that the system will track any links that lead to a sales funnel or a website where people can purchase and they make a purchase using that link. It will track how much revenue that email generated. So this is a great measure and something that we should be definitely striving towards inside of our emails. The system is very, very smart. And so we need to be able to use that intelligence to provide it with links that people can click on to buy. And then we can start tracking how successful our emails are. Are they actually getting people to buy? So they can track revenue in there. It will also give you an average order volume, right? Or value here. How much are people on average spending by reading your emails? It gives you your order rate and your total orders. And then this is more about your engagement, which is also very important to track. It's about delivered, how the percentage of delivered, how many opened, clicked, and again, ordered. And so as you scroll down, you're going to be able to see the emails. Now, it does give you a little bit of a summary here for each email that's sent out. But that's as far as it goes here. So it's more about your overall email sending statistics rather than each single campaign that's sent out. Okay. So that's a great place to check your email stats. See if there's any funny numbers. Do you have really high unsubscribe rates? Do you have really high bounce rates? You know, those are things that you need to be keeping an eye on and diving into to figure out what's going on as well. So inside the template section, we're going to just start with a completely blank email template. So over here, we're going to click on new. We're going to create a blank template, but I do want to go over the options here. So you can create a template from an existing campaign. So if you've written an email and you have outlined it and styled it and everything in a campaign, you can turn that campaign message into a template for yourself if you want. These ones here, email marketing templates, are the templates that you can use that sales process provides you with. So we can just click on this and have a look. So here you're going to see all of the email templates that you have available. There's hundreds, literally hundreds of them. You can narrow them down by sort of categories, tags as to which industry you're in, that sort of thing. But these are all stylized templates. And then this is just blank templates. This is what we're going to work on today. And then you can also import templates. Now, the last time I checked, you can import, let's see, you can import from MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, or Kajabi. So if you are switching your email from one provider to another, and you don't want to have to recreate all your email templates, these are the three that we can actually import from right directly into sales process. So that's kind of a nice feature because then you don't have to spend time building all of those email templates from scratch inside a sales process. So then here we're going to go and we're going to take a look at our blank emails. So you can use your design editor if you prefer to code your emails. If you know how to code, you can use the code editor. And then this is the plain text editor. It's basic, clean, no frills text editing. That's an option. This is the one I always use. I use the design editor. So I'm going to start here. And basically what it does is just opens up a blank template inside of your email builder. So first I want to talk about the different areas in the email builder that are going to be important to anyone building an email. The very first thing is your email title. What is the name of this template? How are you going to be able to easily identify which email template this is? Then we have here, this is your tools. This is all of your elements that pop up on the side here. And then you have your view, which is desktop or mobile view. So that's how you can see what does your email look like on if it's viewed on desktop. And let's be real, most likely your email is going to be viewed on a mobile version of or a mobile phone, because that is what most people are using these days. There's not a lot of people sitting at a desktop reading their email. So that's something really important to keep in mind when you are designing and creating your email templates. Over here, we have the three dots. This is where you can send your test email. This is where you can preview your email. You can see your different version histories. So as you go and make your email templates, every time you save your template, come back and make changes to it, that creates a different version. And so if you ever make a bunch of changes to an email and then you decide, no, I like the original version better, you don't have to go ahead and do all that work again. You can come back into the version history, click on the version history, and then you can go back and see that previous version and make that the active version. And then here we have your settings. So we're going to talk about the settings here. This is your template settings. This here is your from name, your from email address that you use. Normally, I leave these blank, okay? Because if you leave them blank, what the system does is it pulls the information from your business profile in sales process. So it's going to put in here your business name, and it's going to use your custom email sending domain that you set up during your onboarding call. So that's going to be that correct email address. The reason it's important to always use that email address is because that's the one that's set up properly with all of the DNS records. That's going to help with email deliverability. It's going to help you get in the inbox. And email providers have gotten so sticky about certain settings, right? They're really trying to block out spammers. They're really trying to protect their inbox users. And so it's really important that we always use the custom email sending domain that you set up during onboarding, because that one is set up correctly and it has everything validated on there to make sure you hit the inbox. Okay. And then here you have your email subject line, and this is your preview text line. This is like that little line that flashes when it first hits your inbox and you can see it come up on your phone or on your desktop. It's just that little preview line. Now, this is not something you want to make into a big paragraph, right? This is not, this is something that you want to keep really short, and you also want it to be curiosity inducing, right? So you want it to make, you want to use it to help people open and click on your emails. Same with your subject line, right? Subject lines are all about how can I word this so that people will click on it and open it and read it. It's probably the most important piece of your email. And it's the two shortest sentences in the world, right? It's your subject line and your preview line. But I recommend spending as much time crafting those as possible, because if you can't get people to open your email, then you're spending a lot of time writing an email people are never going to see. So those are kind of the pieces of your email. All right. Now, here we have just like as you're editing, this is your undo and redo buttons. You guys all know those from that. Then we have all of the elements. These are the elements that you just pull over and build with, right? My recommendation, if you are just new to sending email in sales process, you don't have your email sending domain warmed up, You want to keep your email as plain as possible. Here's how an inbox provider scans your email when it hits someone's inbox. It goes from top to bottom to scan. And we don't know what triggers a spam filter inside of the inbox providers, but what we do know is that texts or emails that are written just like you would write an email to a friend, very plain, not a lot of images, not a bunch of links, not a bunch of design and code, those perform the best. Those are the ones that get in on the inbox. So if you want to use images in your email, I recommend using the images closer to the bottom of the email. Don't have a bunch of emails right at the top of your build here. Don't put them right at the top, okay? Put them closer to the bottom. So inside here, you have all of these different elements that you can use to pull over. You also have your different layouts that you can use. And again, if you're an e-commerce store and you're selling your products inside of a email, this is probably who uses these types of layouts most. You'll notice emails that come into even your own inbox that come from an e-commerce store. They're very product heavy, right? So they're going to have images of the products. They're going to be laid out in different columns. So we can take a look at some of what these look like, but I'm not sure how many people actually this is relevant to. This here is a 3-column layout. So what you would do here is you would want to drop your content into these 3 columns here. And so in this case, if it was an e-commerce store, you'd be pulling over your images, right? And dropping them in, that sort of thing. Now you'll notice this section has its own design label here. So it has its own design layout that you can choose how that looks. You can choose so that it looks like this. You can choose for it to look like this. You can choose for it to be the all 3 columns. So you have lots of design options. Here you can have your email be the content width. So that's this white space here. Or you can make your email full width. So you see how this white space went all the way across? I'd want to actually do that to my entire email, right? So I'd want to make that full width all the way across. So for every section. Or you can just make it content width across. So then your email content sits in between this white space here. Okay, let me just double check. I think I saw some questions come in or some comments. It could just be, is it possible to send info from a different email address? No. You only have the ability to send marketing emails from the email address that was set up during your onboarding call in sales process. Every sales process account only comes with one email sending domain, and you can only set up one Stripe account. So that's sort of your limitations within sales process. Yeah, so you can't run 2 different businesses inside of one sales process account. Because the email is set up for one business, and so it will always use that domain. Yeah, so you can't use an email address from your partner. All of the businesses, so it can come from Karen at my business name, or it can come from your partner's name at my business name. As long as the domain is the same, the custom sending domain is the same. That's what has to stay the same. Yep. Okay. So here we have the sections, right, that we're talking about. I want to talk a little bit about these here because this here is if you want to edit it, you're going to click on the edit button, and that's when this panel will pop up, and it's your styling panel. So if I was clicking on this section and I wanted to style it, I would click on the pencil, and the styling panel comes up. Okay. This here means to copy it. So if I wanted to copy this section, I would do that. And you can see here now I have two sections that are the same. This here is what is this? I only want this visible on mobile or desktop. You can turn these on or off. Sometimes it makes sense to have something only visible on desktop just because of the way it looks. So it may be a bigger picture that doesn't quite look right on mobile. So you can turn off an element by using these toggles here. And then this is one of the most important sections or features inside of your email builder. Okay, this little save button here. You can save certain sections of your email that you use over and over and over again, right? So that you don't have to keep building them all the time. So what do I mean by that? Let's say that you use a button inside of your email builder all the time that's like, come join my Facebook community. Okay, so let's build that just to give you an idea. So I'm going to bring over this button. This button here is what I want to save because it's going to be the same every single time. So I'm going to come over here, and I have it outlined right here. And I'm going to click on the save element, and it's going to save. And then you're going to see it over here, and it automatically just calls it element 1. Well, that's not what I want to call it. I want it to be more identifiable than that. So I'm going to click on the 3 dots beside. So you'll notice up here, it's showing in this section here. It's showing the saved items. And here I have the 3 dots, and I'm going to go in here and rename this. And I would call this my Facebook community button. Now I'm going to save that. And so I would have my link all set up in here, right? I'd have all of that in there, and it would all be saved. And every time I save that, it saves this element as well. Okay. So when I go into my saved elements and I want to use it again, I just grab this and I pull it over. And these saved elements are going to appear every time you go to build an email. So it's not just inside of this particular template. You can have a whole bunch of saved pieces on the side here that you just pull over, drag and drop. Another one that I often save is the footer for my email, right? So I may pull this over and drop this. Let's see if we can get this to drop here. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of this section here. Pull this over. So here's my footer, right? This is the mandatory information that you have to have in a marketing email when you send an email out, right? It has to have your business name in there. It has to have your email address. It also should include your mailing address, your business mailing address as well. And then this also has your unsubscribe link in it. And maybe you want to save these in a couple different colors of your brand colors, right? Depending on what your branding is. So maybe I want to save this in a different color. Maybe I want to save it like this, and I want to save this in white. Okay, so that's this email footer. Then I want to save that. So I'm clicking on the save element button, and you can see here it saves as element 2. Of course, I'm going to rename it. So I would call this my email footer and I could put like blue. Let's see if I can find my blue email footer, right? And so then I have that footer. It's all branded the way I like it. And if I need to write a new email, I can go into the saved items and I can just pull that over and drop it, right? I don't have to rebuild it every single time. I don't have to restyle it every single time. So it's great to create those saved elements inside of your builder, and it's going to help you increase how quickly you can build an email. It's so handy to have these saved pieces so that you can quickly drag and drop them over and your email's built. Okay. Some other email or some other common things that I like to save are like your social bar, right? So if you have, this usually sits above your footer. These are all the places that people can follow you on social media. You set this up, you can decide my Facebook, I can drop my Facebook page link in here. I can keep that. I can decide, do I want X? No, I don't have an X account. Do I want to have LinkedIn? Yes, I can have LinkedIn. So I would put that there. Then if I want, I can even add. So there's there's Pinterest, there's WhatsApp, there's mail. So your email, you can put your website, YouTube, TikTok, Yelp, and even custom links that you can create there. So if I wanted to put my website on there, I could add that, and you can see that it adds a little website symbol there with the little globe. So then I would put my website link in. And then once I have that all set up, I want to save this, right? I want to save it because I don't ever want to have to set up all those links again. So I'm going to save it, and it's going to appear over here as element 3. I'm going to change the name to my social links, right? Social links. Then I have it saved. I never have to set up the links again, and I can just drag and drop it over into any email. So that's another one that you may want to create and save for your elements section. Inside of your email, you can also add products, right? You can, if you have an e-commerce store, you can drag over and add products in. And when you're styling your products, you can set this up here. You can set up your images. You can set up your descriptions, all of that in here. Okay. You can style it here. There are another common one that's used is your dividers. So let's say you have a section of your email that you kind of want to create a divider for. You can pull over and this draws a line across the email. You can style that line however you want. You can change the color. You can change it to a bigger thickness, right? Just by here, you can change the thickness over here. You can change how wide the line is. So let's say you only wanted to cross 75% of your email. You can do it like that. So you can style all of that. Let's see what else. If you know code and you need to add some code into your email, there's a code element. You just pull it over and then you would write in your code here. Okay. I'll get rid of that because I'm not going to. You can pull in videos. You can have an image slider. You can set up an FAQ section, right? You can edit your items here, what it says. You could put the question, and then when they click on the question, the drop down, the answer appears. This is a great way to handle objections for anything that you're trying to sell. You can crush objections here using the FAQ section by turning the objection into a question. Like say the question is, how much time, or the objection is, this is going to take too much time. So you change that to, how much time is this going to take? And then you can crush the objection in the answer by saying, you know, these are really short little videos that you watch on your own time when you have, you know, as you're sitting in the car, or however you want to handle the objection, right? So there's lots and lots of different features in here that you can use. You can use countdown timers in your email, and we had talked about countdown timers last week when we were going over countdown timers that you can use in email. You can create countdown timers in your email that also match on the person's funnel page, right? When they click to go over to the funnel page or the sales page, that timer can match inside of the email, right? So this is all of the elements that you can add to your email to make it more engaging. Please, please, please always include a call to action in your email. Always ask for them to reply. Ask them a question in your email because you want them to respond to your email. That's going to improve your deliverability so, so, so much if you can get them to reply to your emails. And that's really important because then they're going to know that you actually read your emails, and maybe that opens up new conversations for you with your buyers, right? Okay, so I promised you that we were going to talk about the PS section of your email. So as you're writing your email, let's get rid of some of this so we can just look at it a little bit differently here in a more sort of succinct manner. Here's where the body of your email is going to go, right? So in an editor like this, when you're in the editor, you have this editing bar that pops up here. Here you have all of your custom values that you can use. And so first of all, you're going to start, of course, with your contact first name custom value, right? Usually it's like dear name or hey name, or, you know, if you have a more casual tone. But that's your custom value that you're going to use in your email builder. This is where the text or the body of your email goes. Okay. And then usually you can have your sign off, right? However you do that, warm regards, or if you have something much more casual. Always here, though, make sure that you're asking them a question. Reply back and let me know what you prefer. Okay, so give them a call to action. Then you can sign off with your name. And then here is where we do the PS. This is for the skimmers like me, right? This is where you're going to create that succinct sort of wrap up. What was the email about in one sentence or, you know, two sentences? And what link is it that you want them to click on? Include that link in there, right? Because a lot of people don't read the whole email. They're just going to jump to the bottom and read it. And a lot of times what I like to do is I'll bold this as well to grab their attention that, oh, there's something important down here at the bottom because it's bolded. Okay. And so this is where you write with your relevant links. And let's see if I can spell right here. Okay, I cannot. How do you spell succinct, guys? Who knows? Tell me. I don't know. You know what I mean. There we go. Okay, so and then like I said, I bold this. I put in any relevant links. When we're talking about links in email, this is something I want you guys to remember. So this here, this that is a raw link. https:// google.com. That's a raw link. Inside of email, what I want you to use is a hyperlink. Okay. So that is where you create a word. You select the word, you go up here and you create the link. Because that is going to improve your deliverability. So now this is exactly the same link as this, but this is a raw link. This is a hyperlink. Hyperlinks perform better inside of an email and will improve deliverability as well. Raw links like this can trigger spam filters. So just remember that, okay? So if we were going to put in a link in our PS section, we would want to say something like, check it out here. And we would create a link, a hyperlink here. Okay? So we would use hyperlink rather than the raw link form. Let me double check. I see some comments coming in. Very helpful. Awesome. Awesome. Sorry, Karen, it says also from your website builder. Oh, no, you wouldn't see any elements from your website builder in your email builder. They don't speak to one another. So, yeah. So that's yeah, only the elements that you save inside your email builder will you find under the saved elements section here. Okay. Any questions about what we've covered here today in the builder?
I have a question.
Yes, Glory.
Um, okay, so if I want this to, like you referenced in the beginning, look like a regular email,
Mhm.
I would go to full width, and do I still want all that stuff in the footer, or just the unsubscribe, or
So it depends on where you live. So in Canada and the US, we have it's called a Can Spam Act that as marketers who send out email blasts, so that means if you're sending to more than 10 people at a time,
okay.
if you're sending an email to your list, that is considered a marketing email. In Canada and the US, we have to have our business name in there. We have to have our full mailing address in there. We have to have our email address, and we have to have a way for them to get off of our email list. That is a requirement by law. If somebody reports you to the regulatory body here in Canada or the US and you don't have this here, you can be fined.
Okay.
I'm not sure what other countries, what the rules are in other countries, but I would definitely check that out.
So when you just, thank you for that. When you just put that to full width, the elements didn't move.
Right. So The full width means just the background. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you send an email to an inbox
Mhm.
with it set up like this so that there's the gray on either side, it actually shows up in the inbox like this. So if we go and preview this email, I'll save it first and then we'll preview it. This is when you preview it, this is exactly how it's going to show up in the email. This is what it's going to look like. So this again is just the content width. This piece here is the full width. So they're going to see this gray in their inbox when they open the message.
Okay. And if I want it to look like a regular email
Mhm.
without, padding on the sides, is that possible in this template?
So there is no like left justification so that it just looks like a regular email here. I've never even tried it with like if we just have 0 padding, all it does is go there.
Okay.
Zero.
So it's always
Yeah.
going to stay kind of centered.
Yeah, unless you use CSS code, then you can
Okay.
bring it right over to the left-hand side, but I don't even bother with that. So,
All right. So I have another question, but I'll wait till the end because it's a something I sent out yesterday. So
okay, sure. Yeah. Any other questions about the builder or just sending email in general? If there's no questions, what I'd like to do is go and actually talk about sending an email campaign, just to go over some of the best practices when you're sending an email campaign. Okay. So I'm just going to I'm going to call this here. There we go. Save that. We're going to go and just talk about sending out an email campaign and best practices when you send one. So if we're in our campaign section, we're going to send a new campaign, and I'm going to use my template that I just created. This one here. I choose the template that I want to send, and you get this screen here, okay? So I can make edits to it. I can add file attachments. I never recommend attaching a file. That is something that flags inbox spam filters, okay? So that's why I always say if you're sending out your lead magnet, send it out as a hyperlink. So save it in your Google Drive, create a shared link that you can share with them and do it that way. So of course you have all of these options here, but we're going to go to send or schedule. And this is where it brings you to this screen here. Okay. So this is some stuff that's coming soon where the development team is creating something to help you measure whether or not the content of your email is going to trigger spam filters. Now, this is never going to be 100% because we don't know the algorithms that inboxes use to create their spam filters. They don't tell us that because then spammers could get around that, right? So, but this is going to be something that is built to help gauge whether or not your content in your email may set off a spam filter. That's going to be coming soon, which I think is going to be so helpful. Also, I want to point out here, this is like a troubleshooting area. It is telling me here you have 3 critical issues with this template that you're going to try and send out. So I'm going to click on this to find out what are my issues. Okay, so my sender info is missing, my subject is missing, my recipient info is missing. So those are things that I really need to take a look at, right? And I can fix all of those things on this screen here. But I want to go over this. You can send an email right now. You can schedule it. You can batch schedule it, or you can set up an RSS schedule. So this is something that people who send out or who write blogs all the time, they might send out, set up an RSS schedule. People who do a weekly YouTube video may want to send up an RSS schedule so that they can send a notification to their list that their latest YouTube video is up, right? So this is something that is happening on a regular basis that you can set up an RSS schedule for. When you're sending email to your email list, I always, always, always recommend batch scheduling. This is how you send email in a way that keeps your list healthy. Let's say you have a list of 10,000 people. If you just send out an email blast to 10,000 people all at once, number one, that's going to trigger spam filters. So you're going to either end up in spam or the promotions tab. It just is a bad idea to send out that many email all at once. I highly recommend that you send out a batch of emails using the batch scheduler. Now, if you are brand new to email sending, you've never sent email using your new custom domain, you have to warm that domain up. And that's just a whole other training. That's not something I can fit in here in the next little while. But I want you to be aware of the fact that you don't just blast out email, okay? That's going to instantly damage your email sending domain. Okay, so when you're sending email, I always choose the batch schedule here. The next step here is to choose the date and time that you want your email to go out. So let's say we're going to send it out Saturday at noon, okay? All right. And so we're going to confirm that. We double check. That's when we want to send it out. The batch quantities. Now, this is going to be different for everyone, and it's going to depend on what's your reputation for sending email. How do the inboxes know you? If you're brand new, you're going to want to start your batch quantities small, and you're going to want to keep them under 1,000 emails a day. That's very important. Please make a note of that. Because if you send more than 1,000 emails a day and you have a brand new sending domain, it's going to trigger filters that are going to block your email on the inbox end, on the receiving end, okay? So if you have a well-known sending reputation, you've been sending email to your list of 10,000 for a year, and you have really good statistics, you really have really good open rates, you have good click rates, all of that. I usually set up 250 to under 500 is my batch, and I'll send it every 5 minutes. Okay? So I can send, when my domain is established, I can send over 1,000 emails a day. That's not a problem. But again, it's about making sure you're watching your stats. After you send out a campaign, you need to take a look. I usually wait 3 days after I send out a campaign. Then I come back and I look at my stats. What's my open rate? What's my click rate? What's my bounce rate? How many people unsubscribed? If it's really, really high, I need to take a look at what did I write in that email that triggered people to unsubscribe. And let's never write that again. Okay. So there's clues, right, in everything that we send out, and our statistics are really important to watch. So this would be a recommendation. So you can have between 250 and 500 in a batch, and repeat it every 5 minutes if your sending domain is good. Okay. Now, let's say you're sending out, you have a huge list. You have 100,000 people on your list, and you're sending out a batch like this. and it's going to take a while to send. It's going to take more than a couple days to send, right? And let's say you don't like to send email on the weekend. You can turn off Saturday and Sunday. What does that mean? It means that when it gets to Friday, and you can even specify the times of day. This is based on your time zone that's set in your business profile. Let's say you don't want to send, you only want to send email between 9 and 5 in the 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you have to put in a time here as well. So we'd put in here on Friday at 5 p.m. If you still had email to send, it would pause the campaign. It wouldn't send here. It wouldn't send here. It wouldn't send again till 9 a.m. on Monday. Okay. So you have the ability to control it that much if that's what you want. Normally, the list is pretty small. Your list is smaller than that. It doesn't take days and days and days to send out one email. And so you just leave those. I just leave them alone. But I wanted to show you that feature in case that was something that's important to you. Now, your email address, okay? This is the email address that your recipients see. This is the email that you want to send from all the time. You have a custom value for that. Click on the little tag, go to Account, and go to Email. Now it's going to show up in these squiggly lines as location.email, not account.email. Don't ask me why. It's crazy that those don't match. It should say account.email, not location.email, but that's the way it's set up. This is what you're going to put in here every single time so that it always pulls in the correct custom sending domain that you had set up during your onboarding call. That way you know that it's always sending with the correct DNS records that have been set up properly to make sure you hit the inbox. Okay? And then it doesn't matter what you put in here. You can put your business name in here. You can put Tamara at sales process here. This is what they're going to see when the message hits their inbox, who it's from. This is the only thing that has to be this. You can't change this. Okay? This doesn't matter. You can change this. You can say it's Tamara at sales process. I could be just Tamara. It could be my teammate Vince at sales process. As long as this doesn't change, this can be whatever you want. How does your audience recognize you in their inbox? That's the name I would use. Okay? Now, if you have set up a subject line on your template, it will show here. You can change that subject line. You have the ability to even use Content AI to create a subject line for you if you want. You can click on this button and say, write me an email subject line for this email and give it some context, right? Like about whatever. And it will write a subject line for you. Okay, so I would put in a subject line. Remember, your subject line is the most important piece of copy you're going to write for your email. That's the first thing they see in the inbox, and it'll make them decide whether they're going to click on it and open it or not. So remember, that's the most important piece of copy you're going to write. Then the preview text. You want to use this tool to help people open your email. They're only going to see this. It's going to be a flash. It's when it appears when the message hits the inbox, it'll show this little piece of text. So, it can't be a big long story in here. It's just a sentence, a short sentence that is curiosity inducing. I can't spell today, so I got 2 I's in there. Goodness sakes. Curiosity sentence to get them to open their email, right? And then down here is where you can decide who am I sending this to? Okay. Now, your sales process account comes with what is called a clean deliverability filter. That means that you need to use that filter to send email to anybody, because what it does is it only sends to valid email addresses. It doesn't send to anybody who's unsubscribed, complained, or bounced, whose previous emails have bounced, right? And so you have to use that filter. And so that is a filter in your smart lists. So I would choose to send it in a smart list, and then you click on the plus sign here to choose which smart list you want to do. You can also choose to send to anybody with certain tags. So say you want to choose the tags. So here I would choose which tag do I want to send it to. And I would get an entire list of tags, right? So I could choose someone who had purchased a certain product, right? Purchase product name. And here it's going to tell you when you choose that, it's going to tell you how many contacts that is. You can pre-build segments. So I have segments contacts that are engaged in the last 7 days, the last 30 days. By engaged, that means that they've opened, clicked, or replied to an email. Those are the 3 actions that are classified as engaged. Open, clicked, replied. Okay? And you can choose to send to just subscriber has been engaged in the last 5 campaigns. You can set up segments there, right? Those are pre-built segments. Or you can build a segment right here. You can click on build a segment. You can choose what are the qualifications for this person to receive this email. They are a contact, they are on this certain smart list, they have this certain tag, or they are part of this pre-built segment. So you can choose right here what you want it to be. Okay. So I'm just going to use the purchase one that I had up. So I'm going to send to anybody who has the purchase product name. Again, that was 7 contacts. When you do that, you're going to get this advanced condition. So this is great to include if you're running ads, because you may schedule this email to go out, but it's not supposed to go out till next week. But you're running ads to your sales page, and maybe people have purchased along the way. So between the time you schedule the email and the time the email goes out, there's going to be more people with the tags. You have the option here to choose. Am I going to include these people to receive the email that get the tag in between that time it's scheduled and the time it goes out? Or do I only want it to go to the people that have the tag right now in this moment when I'm scheduling it? Okay, so you have that option there. And you also have a little bit of information here about your batch details. Right now it's telling you at this moment you have 7 contacts that will receive this email at 12 noon on Saturday. If I change this to include them, it's still telling me that currently at this time I only have 7 contacts. But as my ads run and more people purchase, this number is going to go up, because they're going to get that tag of purchase product name. Does that make sense? That's kind of an advanced strategy, but there. Here we have now, this is automatically toggled on all of your campaigns. You can track the clicks inside of your email. It'll show you which links were clicked, how many times each link was clicked, and who clicked the links. So this is very valuable data. This is automatically toggled on in all of your campaigns. Then you have some more advanced toggles that you can play with. UTM tracking, if you know what that is and you know how to set it up, you can turn that on. Okay? If you want to add tags, depending on how they interact with this campaign, you can turn this on. And then you would set up the conditions for a person to receive a tag based on what they did. So you can choose if the contact clicked on a link, they're going to, so this would be the link that you want them to get the tag from. So what it's doing is it's showing you the link in the email. It's pulling the link from the email that we created, and then you're going to choose which tag you want it to get. So the tag already has to be created for them, for it to be in this drop down. Okay, and then you can add more conditions here as well. So this is a little bit more of an advanced feature. And then you can send here, you can set this up. You want to resend the email to anybody who did not open your email. You can enable this and set this up in your campaign. You can send it to unopened emails. When you turn that on, it gives you how many days do you want to wait until you send it to the person who didn't open. You can set that up. So let's say we wait 2 days and 12 hours, okay? And then we can send the exact same email body, but with a different subject line so that it looks like a different email in their inbox. So maybe we want to try a different subject line that will help them open that email, right? Make it more sense. But you can schedule this at this time so that you don't have to come back and resend the email to all the people that didn't open. You can set this up at the time of scheduling this initial campaign. And I highly recommend you do this, right? This is going to, number one, increase your open rates, right? Because you're sending the email to anybody who doesn't open. So it's going to get them to open that email. And remember, this is the most important piece of copy you're going to write for your email. That subject line, spend as much time on that as you do on writing the actual body of the email. Spend more time on the subject line. Use ChatGPT. Use whatever you can to help you write that subject line to get it open. And then that's it. Those are all the options to send one email campaign. I know that's a lot, but once you use this a few times, you'll realize what works for you, what's best for your audience. And please be aware that as soon as you click on review and schedule, it schedules it. There's no review. I don't know why this says review and schedule. It should just say schedule because as soon as you click on this, it's scheduled. Now you can delete that. It doesn't mean that you can't delete that scheduled campaign, but I just want you to know that you hit review and schedule, it's scheduled. Okay, so I'm going to hit that and we're going to see, okay, it says resend subject is invalid. So it's telling me an issue. So I'm going to come down here. I got to put in my subject line. Then I'm going to schedule. And my it says bulk action has been created. And here we can see this is the first one. This is scheduled. It's also showing me this here is waiting because I have set up to resend to unopens. And it's waiting to do that until 2 days after this one has sent. Now, let's say I scheduled it and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. I click on the three dots and I can delete it. I can archive it. I can clone it. I can move to a filter. I can check the stats. There's not going to be any stats because it hasn't been sent. But anything that is sent, I can check the stats of. I can pause it. I can preview. I can cancel, refresh, whatever. So even if you schedule it, you can always delete it.
But you can't edit it.
You can't edit it. No.
So can we recall the mail if we done some mistakes in it after something?
Well, you can go in here. Let's see. Let's go preview. Oh, yeah. No, we can't edit it. We would have to clone it. So if we wanted to make changes to it, we'd have to clone it. So clone. Open. Make the changes. And then reset up the schedule again. Okay, guys, that was so much. I that was a lot of information. I didn't mean to dump on you guys today. Was this helpful? Was this useful? And do you have any questions?
Yes, it's very helpful, Tamara.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I do have a question. I have
Yes.
a magnet that actually has a week program inside with 7 different pieces for every single day of the week.
Mhm.
So if you want to set that up, you need to create, let's say, if it's 7 elements or 5 elements, you need to set up like 5 or 7 of these mails, right? And then through automation, you will create a campaign. Am I right?
Through the automation, you'd create a workflow. So when they
A
sign up for your
workflow.
lead
Yeah,
magnet, yeah, they would get the first email.
yeah,
And then if you want to wait a day, you would send another email. So I would
exactly.
build that in a workflow.
Exactly. And then the mails, each of them you need to build separately, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, right. And I understood that
Yeah.
correctly. Would you do it like that with a free lead magnet? If you have like a 7-day program, would you send it like it in bits and pieces? Or would you like send it at once so they can choose themselves when they would do it,
It's
just as a
really about
recommendation?
knowing your audience, I guess. What are they going to take action on? What do you think? Are they more likely to take action if you drip it out to them over the 7 days? Or are they more likely to take action if they have all the information all at once? That's
Yeah.
something that you kind of have to, maybe you could even poll your audience and see what would they prefer. Or you could run a
Mm,
test.
that's a good idea to ask them.
Yes.
Yeah, very good idea. Yeah. I guess some others also have questions about mails, but otherwise, if you still have time, I have a few small other questions
Okay.
about my
Sure.
funnel. Yeah,
Yeah.
but maybe others first wants to go first.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys, about the email?
I have a question.
Yes, Glory.
So first of all, this was awesome and such amazing timing. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So I am just now getting started with this, and I am warming up a list. I
Okay.
sent it yesterday, but the way I did it was through the Smart List bulk mail.
Okay.
So I sent it there. And everything was fine. Well, as far as I know, except for the layout. So, and I've had this experience before in other emails I've sent even in through automation. So the spacing of the lines in an email are driving me crazy. So if I copy some like if I put my email in a Google Doc and then I copy that and paste it into my, body, and
Mhm.
I've got the spaces in there, like one return or whatever, then it never looks like that. It never, and then so yesterday I even on the second batch I sent out like double spaced, and it still ended up all smushed together. So I don't, it's driving me crazy. I don't know how to not do that.
Yeah. So, Gloria, I agree with you. This is such a frustrating issue. And what I do when I am creating emails for clients, and if I'm taking it from a Google Doc, I
Mhm.
will copy it from the Google Doc and I'll paste it in here. And then what I'll do is I will select the whole thing and I will hit clear formatting. And then I have to format the whole thing inside of here.
Okay. And then do you do single space works, or do you have to
Usually what
double?
I'll do is I'll set up my line spacing at 1.5.
And
I'll
then when
use
you
1.5. So
return,
I'll select it and then I'll just choose, 1.5 spacing. And then adjust if I need to.
so that means when you return, it's going to do a 1.5 space
Yep. Yep.
return.
Yep.
Great. Okay, that's super helpful. And then um when I sent it out, I typed in there um the from, and I had the
Mm-hmm.
sender's first name, last name, and then the email address.
Yep.
Um, and it just took the first name and it was lowercase. So it's like so when it showed up in the inbox, it was just the first name with a, a lowercase, like it just took the first name before the at symbol of the email or something. And it said that's who it was from. So it never had the whole name and it wasn't capitalized. It didn't look, and I don't know why it did that. I mean, it was set up fine.
That's interesting, Glory. I'm going to give you a couple of options here. So inside of your sales process account, let's go and take a look. There's a couple places that we can check that. So first of all, I would check your business settings, your business profile.
Yep.
What does it say here and here? Does it
Yeah.
appear as you want it to appear?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one place we're good. The next place I want you to check is in here. I want you to go to email services. So email
Yep.
services. And we are going to check. Um, okay, so you will have your custom email sending domain set up here.
Yep.
I want
I
you to
have.
click here.
Okay.
And shoot, I don't have one set up here. One sec. Let me just get into a different account.
Okay.
And I'll show you what I want you to look at here.
That would be great because I did not check this that you're doing right now. I
Okay,
did check
so
business profile, and the only thing I saw in email services was if you want to forward it, right? So then,
right. Yeah.
so I was like pulling my hair out.
Okay, let me go check one thing here. I'm just going to check and see. Uh, settings. Sorry, it's hard when I only have a demo account to work with. I want to see someone that has. Let's see. Goodness sakes. Okay. Okay. Let me try this one and see if I can pull up what we need to see. Okay. I'll share my screen again. So you're going to have your custom sending domain is set right here. You're
Yep.
in your email services. Click on this dedicated domain. What it brings up is what? It's not there. Hold on.
Oh, I think I know what you're saying. And
Oh, this is
I think
because
I
it's
left that blank because it said if you leave it blank, I think I know what you're talking about.
so when you click on this,
Yeah.
it will take you, it should take you to a place where your custom email sending domain is set up. If you click on the three dots that should be like right over here, you
Okay.
can, it'll say set email headers.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And what do you see in there?
I don't have it open right now, but I think
Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay. So make sure that says what you, the name says what you want it to appear when it lands in the inbox. Double
Okay.
check that. And then if it's still happening, please reach out to support because it shouldn't be. If you have those two things set, it should be saying that exact name when it hits the inbox.
Okay, cool. And
Okay.
one last question with that. Would
Yeah.
you would you recommend that I send emails like you showed us today, or should I do it in the bulk email from the smart list?
I would send it the way I showed you today. That's best
Okay.
practice.
Okay. All right, great. As I was just trying to get it to look like a regular email.
Yes.
But yeah, it makes sense that that this is the way to do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to share that so yesterday when I had a link in there, and to your point today, I was able to see who clicked on the link. And what I liked that you showed us is that then we could even set up a separate little, like almost mini campaign from those people that clicked the link inside the email.
You definitely could.
So that was slick. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I like the way your brain works, Glory.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Any other questions, guys? This was a big one today. I will just say the homework is just to go in and build an email. Like that, just show me that you've built an email inside of the builder. Take a screenshot of that, post that in the Facebook group with hashtag sales process wins, and that's your homework for today, just so that everyone knows what that is. Okay?
Yeah, that's clear. Can I still ask a question?
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
Karen. Go ahead.
actually, that was pretty funny, by the way, that you asked, like, should I do it like you taught us, or should we do it differently?
Yeah.
The only right answer is like how you told us, right?
Well, the thing is, though, in sales process, there's many different ways to do the same thing.
I see.
And
But I
so,
thought it was
yeah, it can be kind of
imagine you would.
confusing. Yeah. So,
I know, right? No,
yeah.
but yeah, the question I have maybe I just phrase it like this. I have three different, or basically four different, no, a lot of different products, but let's say four preferred products to offer. So it's a lead magnet, it's an order bump, it's a low ticket product, and it's a live higher ticket product. So how we have been taught by Peng Joon to do it is to offer a lead magnet first, right? So a free one,
Yeah.
and then have a kind of like backup, or let's say product that can pay for your campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then offer your product. But I'm so confused because, yeah, I get all kind of different messages right now. So maybe you can give me some clue, recommendation, like does it help to have if you're creating ads in Facebook, that your lead magnet is not free, but it actually has a low price, because then you're targeting different people and only
So
then offer your product? Or is it better to have like your free product first and then an order bump and then your product?
it
I don't know.
I wish I could give you like a black and white answer, but
Mm,
here's what I will say. It's going to cost you more in ads to run ads where the goal is to get them to purchase something.
mm,
It will cost you less in ads if the goal is to get them to sign up for something free.
mm,
So you need to take that into consideration.
mm,
But if you have your funnel set up properly, and so you're offering this low ticket item, and that the purpose of that low ticket item is to cover the cost of your ads, and then you have the back end of the funnel is to increase the cart value, and it's converting well, then I recommend running ads to the low ticket item that covers the cost of your ads. The thing is that you can't really make any decisions about whether an ad is working until at least 1,000 people have seen it. And Marcus may disagree with me on that. Like he's much
yeah.
more ad savvy than I am. Absolutely. But that is kind of how I've been trained, is that you can't make a decision about an ad until at least 1,000 people have seen it.
Yeah, he says that too, by the
That
way.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So that's kind of, it's really hard to know. And sometimes you just have to test what's going to convert better. It's always like an experiment.
yeah. Yeah, because I try to like figure it out all before I get started, and I never get started, you know. I get so confused. I had something set up, and then in the end, I just don't know anymore. So, and then I don't do it, and then I figure
Right.
it out again. And so I'm going up and down and
So what
change.
I would,
And
the thing about ads that always paralyzes me is that I think it has to be perfect. So what I've had to do is change the way that I look at it. I have to think of it like a science experiment. I have to think about, I'm going to put this out into the world and I'm going to test it. And I'm going to see what is the response.
mm,
Then I'm going to take that data and I'm going to tweak it and make it better. And then I'm going to put it out into the world again. So it doesn't have to be perfect the first time. It's
yeah,
an experiment, and all I'm doing is trying to gather data.
yeah. That's very helpful. And one question, your order bump, right?
Yes.
It's always like it's always after a paid product, right? It's not
Yes.
after, yes. So would that be after like a small first product and a
Yes.
very low ticket, or would it be after your, let's say, your second product, which is more expensive? I mean,
Always
like in the
after
same
the low
funnel.
ticket. After
After the low
always
ticket
low
would be
ticket.
your
Yeah.
order bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Yes.
Okay, I'm excited. Remember,
Thank
this is an
you.
experiment. It doesn't have to
It's
be
an
perfect.
experiment. I'm a
It's an
pharmacist
experiment.
by training, so I
There you
should know how an
go.
experiment goes, right?
This is an experiment. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just have to get the
Exactly.
data. That's it.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
And it was very, very useful as always.
Okay,
I'm always
perfect.
so happy to be in your
Good.
session. Thank you so much.
Good. Awesome. Amazing. Amazing. All right, guys.
Hey,
That
one more
was,
question.
oh,
Uh,
yes.
is there a limit to the links that you like to put in an email?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to drop a tool into the chat and I want you guys to use it on every email that you send, okay? Let me grab the link. This is a free tool. Um, let me grab this. Uh, I'm going to drop this in the chat. I want you guys to use this all the time for your email. This is free. This is a free tool. You can send an email to using this website. You can, what it does is it'll give you an email address to send a test email to. And then it will give you a score on whether your email would set off certain spam filters. And it will tell you in there if you have too many links in your email.
Cool.
So I always use this for link heavy emails. And that'll be one of the first things that comes up. It'll say, you know, you have too many emails or too many links in your email. It'll tell you if you have too many images, too much code, anything that it feels like will set off a spam filter, it will tell you. Some things you just have to ignore. Like, I don't take this as complete gospel and have to fix everything in the email. Just know that, like, you can always bring a test to one of my lessons and we can look it over and take a look at it and see what it's saying and whether or not we need to ignore it or just move forward. But this is a great little tool that I use all the time.
Okay, cool. Do you have like a rule of thumb that you kind of follow? Like no more than 3 or 2 or?
Yeah, I definitely keep it under 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no
Yeah.
problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And yeah,
Yeah.
today again was really great.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I can't believe that we are like jumping into May next week. That's so incredible. And hopefully I'll see you more than one time next week because I miss you guys. So, all right, you guys have a great weekend and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.